All right, blessings and welcome to the page. Thank you so very much for checking out this video. Today we're gonna talk about Passover and when to celebrate Passover and how we figure out when we're going to celebrate Passover. So let's go to the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter, and we are going to start in verse 1. And it says, Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be the beginning of your months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons. According to each man's need, you shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. Then they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted with fire, with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in fire, basically barbecued. Its head and its legs, its head with its legs and its entrails. So basically, you'll take the whole thing and just throw it on the grill, and barbecue it. You shall let none of it remain until morning, and what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire, and thus you shall eat it, with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. All right. 12 says, For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. That means forever. Throughout all your generations, forever. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. Okay? So everlasting. It will not stop. Okay? And let's just pause right there, because I want to it goes into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay? Verse 15. So we want to know, when do you actually start this, and how do you know when you're going to start your Passover and when is the proper time? If you look at the Jewish people, they do not celebrate it at the prescribed time. You will see in many Jewish calendars and pages, they consider the month of Aviv, or they call it Nisan, to be the spring equinox. But there is nowhere in the Bible that it says it's on the spring equinox. It says this is the first month. So this is Aviv, the first month. Okay? And it gives a specific day. Now, it does not line up perfectly on our calendar. Our first of the month is not their first of the month, because it goes by the way Yah did it. It goes by the moon cycle. So the new moon in the month of Aviv starts the first of the year. It is the new year. Okay? And then 10 days later, you get your lamb. 4 days after that, you barbecue your lamb whole. Okay? And that begins Passover, and that begins unleavened bread. Okay, so let's look at another page, and we're gonna see, when do you start? All right, so look here at the moon cycles. What they consider the new moon, if you looked up into the sky and you didn't see a moon at all, how would you know it's a new moon? You can't see the moon at all. Okay, what they call a young moon is what we're going to call a new moon, because if you don't have a moon at all, how can it be a new moon? That is called a no moon when you can't see it, because you look around in the sky, there's nothing there, you don't see a moon at all. The moon is not there. Once you can see the sliver of the moon, that is the beginning of months. Okay, that is the time that you would have a feast anyway, or you would cook like a special meal, maybe a family favorite, something like that. And you would blow the ram's horn to signify this is the beginning of a new month. All right, so it will be on the sliver or the young moon by this chart. That would be the first day or the beginning of the month, which is the new year. Okay, so this is our calendar for this month of March 2024. And you can see today is the 7th. So this morning when I looked up, I did see that crescent there. So that means you're going to see the first little bit of the new moon on the 12th. Okay, so the 12th would roughly be the new moon, all right, when you look up into the sky. Now, that is going to be the first day of the month of Aviv. Okay, it is not the 12th. It will be the first day. So you would go 10 days from there. It's going to be the 22nd. So the 22nd is going to be the day that we get our goat. Now, in modern day, we don't have access to goats that readily. So what my family does, we just go to Walmart and we get a pack of lamb or lamb chops or lamb steaks or lamb something. Okay, and we get that to put on the grill. So we'll have like steak and potatoes and your bitter herbs and all that kind of stuff to go with it. You want to go 4 days from the 22nd. That's going to be the 26th. The 26th is when you would have Passover. And 27th would start the week of unleavened bread. Now, to make it easier, we could move the date to the weekend, because it's a weekend, or it's a consecrated holy day. Count 7 more days, and it's a consecrated holy day. Now, if you already have weekends off with your job, it's easier to move it to the closest weekend from there. Okay, that is just kind of a way to get around the job. Okay, it's close enough, and we use that. All right, let's go back to Exodus 12. Let's go to verse 15. It says, 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation. And on the 7th day, that should be a holy convocation for you. This is why I say it's easier to line it up with the Sabbath, because of our work. If they already know and they say, okay, we know that you're going to be off this weekend, or for this whole week, or however it is, it's easier to line it up weekend to weekend, so that way your job, it kind of keeps it in order with your work. So verse 16, on the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and on the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation for you. No manner of work shall be done on them, but that which everyone must eat, that only may be prepared by you. So you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this day I will have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations as an everlasting ordinance. That means it never ends. We are still supposed to be doing this. So that's why we do. Okay? Verse 18, in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days no leaven shall be found in your houses, since whoever eats what is leavened, that same person shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he is a stranger or a native of the land. You shall eat nothing leavened in all your dwellings. You shall eat unleavened bread. Okay? So I hope that sheds some light on, how to do it, how to line it up, what we're looking for. All right, I think that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much. Leave a comment. Let me know. Hey, are y'all going to celebrate Passover? And how are you going to do it? All right, talk to you later. See you in the next video.